What's up guys, it's LuckyBoy here, and today I'm here to present to you the Utrecht Special event tier list, which I'm super excited for. I'm gonna attend the tournament, and I'm super stoked for it for sure. And yeah, that's all that is to say about it. I did not make a tier list for the Dortmund regional. Unfortunately, I was sick at the time, and I tried to recover, so no tier list for that regional. But probably not too much change from my Liverpool tier list, which you can check out. Link in the description for you guys to check out. So this is pretty much like an update for what has been happening throughout after those events, obviously, and more of that up to come. But anyway, I don't think I don't think the meta has changed too much, except for maybe some small changes for how the meta has actually evolved throughout the last couple of weeks, actually. If not months, actually. Anyway, so let's move on. We have a usual S tier, and honestly, I think Garwar and Giratina might honestly be the only two S tier decks, or maybe I'm giving too much credit, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I should put them both in A, actually. I'm not sure. I don't feel like there's an S tier deck, and honestly, some people saying Garwar might be the S tier deck, but I'm like, yeah, I can see that, but doesn't feel like an S tier deck, honestly. It's incredibly powerful, I will definitely give it that, but probably can have some, it has some iffy matchups sometimes, from time to time, but most of those iffy matchups doesn't seem super popular, so Garwar might look okay. Giratina, I think, is still as strong as it usually is, like it's pretty solid. It has no bad matchups. I don't really call any matchup bad. It has some slight unfavorites, but that's like it. It doesn't have like any terrible matchups, honestly. So I think Giratina is like fine as it is. Now the big kicker here, Charizard. Where is this going? I have mixed feelings with Charizard lately, and do I like it in the current format? Both yes, but also no. I'm not a huge Charizard fan at the current moment, but I'll still put it in A, probably towards the bottom of A tier, honestly. I will not consider Charizard a B tier deck, honestly. I think it's like, it's not a B tier deck, honestly, but I'm this close to potentially put it at the highest of B tier. It doesn't feel super great to me right now. I still honestly feel like the meta is super towards against Charizard right now. Like you see, Garwar is not a it's not a good matchup, honestly. It feels a little bit awkward sometimes. Tina is close to 50-50, but it's definitely a little slightly unfavored for Charizard against Tina. So not the greatest matchup spreads, but it's still a really powerful deck, obviously. So that's like another positive thing. Also, the finals at Dortmund Regional 2, the two finalists, Chimpao and Goldengo, are also terrible matchup against Charizard. So that's like the reason why I feel like Sub might put down to B tier, but is this close to potentially not put it there. But I still think Charizard is still strong as it is, obviously. It has good matchup across the board still, so, and it's just a powerful deck in general. Wrong Moon, I honestly think Wrong Moon is still a really strong contender, honestly. If I can put it somewhere, there we go. I still think Wrong Moon is a really powerful deck, honestly. Probably feels a little bit better than Charizard, honestly. Yeah, it's not the hardest deck to play and pile. It does have some issues here and there, but I think you can go pretty okay around it. Goldengo, I know it got second place at Dortmund Regional, I get it, but if we look at the conversion rates from day 1 to day 2, didn't look that good for Goldengo. So even though it got second place, I probably still put it in C tier. Sorry for all the Goldengo lovers. I play it myself, honestly. It feels nice and it's fun, but I don't feel like it's like competitive, but I don't feel like it's like good enough to call it like a B tier deck. Probably. It doesn't feel like a B tier deck for me, honestly. It still has some issues against some matchups, honestly, and you have to draw pretty hard to actually go through all the way. Because I don't think, I can't remember the name of the second place player. He must have been drawing pretty hard, and also have been on the top of his game the entire day, honestly. Now, GM Powell, how do I feel about GM Powell? So I have mixed feelings with GM Powell. I personally really like the deck. I really enjoy playing it. I've been playing a lot of it in my post-rotation testing lately. And even with that, it still feels really nice to play. And I also tried a little bit pre-rotation. It feels really nice to play, honestly. I really like GM Powell a lot. And in this current format, I could actually see it still being really powerful. Like Charizard's Gardevoir is actually pretty good matchups for GM Power, in my opinion, with the Gardevoir matchup. Giratina I'm not 100% sure about, but I might be... I think GM Power might be favored, but I'm not 100% sure about it, honestly. Roaring Moon, I have zero experience with both matchups, so I have no idea to say which one is favored, but I think maybe GM Power could be, or maybe Roaring Moon is, I don't know. In a solo matchup against the Lost Box decks, which is really popular in Europe in general, so doesn't have the greatest Mew matchup, but that's like whatever. Doesn't have a great Snorlax matchup either, but honestly, with those with like not the most popular decks being like a top matchup, I think you can go away with just like a couple hour losses and terrible matchups and be fine actually. It's just a pilot of the deck that just like has to go through it, obviously. That's like the only thing that holds GM Power back sometimes, in my opinion. And I know I'm getting a lot of credit already, but honestly, I think GM Power might be actually pretty good right now. I actually like GM Power a lot right now. And I definitely feel like after playing a little bit myself, it could definitely be a really strong contender for sure. So I actually see a really positive future for GM Power, honestly. Especially for Utrecht still. I think GM Power is a really solid deck, honestly. So, and I think it's pretty cool to play. Sablezard. I mean, Sablezard is nice. It won a regional. Shout out to Christian. Really nice deck, honestly. Pretty anti-Charizard deck, but with the new Charmeleon with the ability to not be affected by TMD evolution, the Charizard matchups have actually become really tough, I feel like. And I feel like it's probably the worst of all the Lost Zone decks right now. Still, I think it's got a little bit weaker right now, and I personally think it's still like a really weak deck. It has the better matchup against Iron Hands decks, but the problem is you need so much for that to happen. And after trying, I hadn't played it too much myself, but after trying it with a couple hands decks myself, it's not likely to happen every time. So not super happy with this honestly right now, so that's why it's here. Lost Box, I think it's like Lost Box decks is just solid in general, so BT deck 100%, no explanation. I don't want to talk too much about it. I still think the Kyogre version might be better, but I am also not 100% sure. I like the Mawile inclusion in it though, so people had to respect that right now. So I like the Mawile inclusion in Lost Box right now, especially, and I also personally like Kyogre myself, so that's a personal take on my side, so I really like this. Arceus decks, I don't even know why people play them honestly. Like, I think Arceus has just too many bad matchups. Doesn't look like that's the greatest. It doesn't have the greatest Giratina matchup. It's getting stomped on by Giratina. Probably against Roaring Moon as well. And also, I think GM Power might also be a little bit unfavored, but I'm not sure about it. I don't see too much into Arceus. So at least one or two might squeeze in today too, but like it's very unlikely to happen. I'm gonna touch on you later. Snorlax. Have some iffy matchups, but there's also a lot of good matchups still. GM Power and Charizard are still really good matchups. Roaring Moon, I heard different opinions. People saying it's very favorable for Roaring Moon. People say it's 50-50. I have no idea myself, so I just go what they say, obviously. Giratina is really popular right now, so that already slides down. Gardevoir, not 100% sure, but it depends. But I heard that people playing Toro and Palpad, then it might be Gardevoir be extremely favored in the matchup. I don't know. I haven't played too much of the diversity of the meta or the decks in general, and against Snorlax to actually know all those factors. So not sure about it. But with the people, so I'm just going what I've heard people talking about and say about Snorlax. I still want to put it in B. I still think it's a real solid deck. It does keep people off guard if they don't know what they're doing against it. So and some people just doesn't like playing against it, which I kind of understand. It's not the funnest strategy to play against, obviously, but the right pilot can obviously go through all the decks in general. We have seen Snorlax being pretty close to beat Giratina a couple times, so it's not unlikely it's not that unlikely, honestly. But Tina's still tough unless you know what you're doing, so you have to know. You have to play extremely I rarely use the word perfect here, but you have to play perfect to beat Giratina sometimes, like every time, and it's so tough to do. Miraidon, well, basically Rolling Moon is the new Miraidon, but like I personally like Miraidon still. I definitely like it more than Snorlax, honestly. I still think Miraidon is fine as it is. The Peony version is really powerful and consistent for sure. It's just about the generator RNG sometimes, but again, there's also the RNG with VIP pairs and all that stuff, so it's kind of the same. But I still think Miraidon is pretty fine as it is. It has pretty good gym power matchup, so, and the gym power is going to increase in play, but Miraidon is going to be way better, honestly. So I would say it has, still doesn't have the greatest Charizard matchup, so, but if Charizard is starting to decline a little bit, and I might put gym power higher than Charizard, honestly, now I think about it. I'm not sure, but Miraidon, pretty solid. I still think Miraidon's pretty solid, honestly. Has good Gardevoir and Tina matchup. Not sure about Moon, but might be Miraidon favor, I don't know. Or maybe it's just who get the first KO, I guess, I don't know. Charizard, not good. Chimpao, pretty good. Lost Box, pretty good. Stall, I will say it's okay. Maybe favor, I'm not sure. So yeah, pretty good matchup spread for Miraidon, so I don't complain about Miraidon. Again, I'm winning with this. Okay, this is going so well. Urshifu and Teleon, I don't like it, honestly, but I like it better than Arceus. So Urshifu, in theory, is a really strong deck with great matchup spread, but hasn't pulled off the numbers, so we can't go blinded with that. I like Urshifu, but like, yeah, I hate to do this, but wish I could finish it off with Urshifu and say one last goodbye, but unfortunately it's not the case here. Iron Valiant and Tay. So this one I have actually a different take this time. I think last time I put it in C, or was it DT? I can't remember exactly where I put it, but I didn't really like it until Tyler Matthew got a top 8 finish at Charlotte Regional, I think it was, or was it Knoxville maybe? It was one of the America Regionals where he got top 8 with a 1-1 B-barrel line in the Valiant. And then a friend of mine got 9th place at Dortmund with it. So he had a pretty good streak, and actually he started like 7-0 or something in day 1, and he got like a really strong streak in day 2 as well. So I actually got by surprise that he did that well. When I asked him who he was playing, he said Entei Valiant. I'm like, what? You're 7-0 with that? Yeah, and he said the B-barrel line was so broken. I'm like, okay, so it might not be a joke anyway. So I'm kind of liking this, because I always had my fear with the deck is you have a lot of good matchups, and that's what you want to hit. If you hit any of the bad matchups, you're screwed because you have no way to win. So, but there's a decent amount of good matchups, and if the 1-1 B-barrel line is enough for it to actually go through its bad matchups still, I'm kind of liking this actually. A little bit more than Snorlax, honestly. So I could see it has a pretty solid future, honestly. So yeah, I really like the anti-valiant right now. It looking pretty solid. I haven't played too much myself, honestly, especially with the updated version. But looking really nice, that's for sure. Now, the big finish here. Where do I put the Mews? I have a lot of like thoughts about it, and I have different takes on them. So let's be real about one thing. This is the last European event where Mew is legal. Or major event, I should say. This is the last major event for Mew to be playing in. And there are two types of things that can happen there. Which it's really hard to it's like personal preference for everyone who's gonna attend the event, obviously. So there's like the one group that says this is the last event of Mew, and the one who has dedicated their entire time of playing Mew, or has some sort of like good relationship with Mew, will play it no matter how the format has been shaping up. So they don't care about this, they just want to play Mew. That's all they want to do. And if that is gonna be the case, then Mew will be not only the most popular deck, but I also think probably gonna be the most successful as well. And I think the Fusion Mew might be more successful, because I think the Fusion Mew is better this current format. But this is one that will honestly happen, that Mew will be the most popular deck at the tournament. And that's how I feel like it, honestly, for some reason. But there's the second group here that says they do not care about that. And then they just trying to play the deck that they feel like it's the best, obviously, like Garwar, Gina, Moon, Zard, Chien-Pao, all that stuff. And maybe some other stuff, what they feel like, obviously. So, and if that's gonna be the case, so if I should say, if I do not care about what people think, that they want to end the last major event in Europe with Mew, the way I'm gonna put them is I'm gonna put DTE higher than Snorlax, and probably Fusion at the highest. Yeah, I'll probably do it like this, actually. I think this is like reasonable. I think Fusion Mew is probably one of the better decks right now, because it has, without a doubt, a really good. It has probably the better Roaring Moon matchup than DTE has. Because if you go turn 2 Metal Letter KO, take 2 prizes, you're already winning. You literally have, you're already gonna win at that point against Roaring Moon, which is so hard for them to actually respond to. Doesn't have the greatest Garwar matchup, no matter which version it is, but Box of Disaster sometimes actually can help you a lot in that matchup if they get a slow setup. So, and also Ice Cube can sometimes be really insane against them, honestly. Charge Path for TTE is always like really powerful. Your pretty good Lost Tina matchup. Doesn't have the greatest Charizard matchup. The Fusion is worse against Charizard. TT is better against Charizard, but Charizard is starting to fall down a little bit, so it doesn't feel so reasonable good. Chien-Pao is a good matchup. Lost Box matchups are like 50-50 in my opinion. You're a good Mariah matchup. You're really good against Iron Valiant. I will say 50-50 against Snorlax, and yeah. That's how I feel about it. But if I should check my personal take on how I feel what people is gonna do at Utrecht, my personal take on it, this is just like what I feel, what the group will actually, the two groups will say, obviously. But if I should take my personal take, I think people are gonna do the fact that they're gonna play a lot of people are gonna play Mew, honestly. I think that's gonna happen. But that's just my personal opinion about it, so, but that's all I can say about it. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you feel about the tier list. Do you think it's good or bad? Is there anything changes? Is there anything you have changed in your opinion? Let me know your thoughts. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time, and peace out.